Welcome to Homework Lib.
To find the confidence interval for the difference of two proportions at a 95% confidence level, we would use the formula the confidence interval is equal to the difference between the two sample proportions plus or minus the critical z times the square root of the first proportion times 1 minus the first proportion over its sample size plus the second proportion times 1 minus the second proportion over its sample size. So let's identify each of these values. The first proportion would be x1 over n1, 37 out of the 89. P2 would be x2 over n2 would be 23 out of 65. And so n1 is 89 and n2 would be 65. And the critical z at 95% is 1.96. All right, so we've got 37 out of 89 minus 23 out of 65 plus or minus 1.96 times 37 out of 89 times 1 minus 37 out of 89 over 89 plus 23 out of 65 times 1 minus 23 out of 65 over 65. The lower boundary, we're going to the nearest thousandth, that's 3 decimal places. The difference between these sample proportions could be on the lower boundary as low as the difference between those proportions minus 1.96 times the square root of using Desmos is a nice calculator for this because you can really enter it as you see it. The lower boundary would be negative 0.093, and the upper boundary from adding would be 0.217. And because 0 is in this interval, it would not be significant. There could be no difference between them.